Hello. All right, so we're gonna cut up some t-shirts. We're gonna do shapes tonight. So I know we've done like draping and like different shirt shapes, different shapes the shirt itself can be in. But now I want to do cutting shapes out of the shirt, so like it kind of like looks like a design, but it's just like the negative space of design. Figured I would do this like right after Halloween because like if you just cut up a jack-o'-lantern, if you cut up you can't like cut out like the letter O because then like you have like you can't have the middle just like floating there, and if you do want the middle to be floating there, that needs some sort of like support. But we're going to get into all of that. So we're going to kind of cut up some shirts, and I'm not even going to put it on the mannequin first. We're going to do it on the ground, and it's going to be gray t-shirt on gray carpet. So stuff. I need a tripod is what I need. I don't know, but we're going to do it. And I have my trusty chalk, and I have two scissors. I have stabby pointy scissors. I have not so stabby pointy scissors. So we're going to be using probably both of them. And I have a list of different shapes that we can do, and we're going to see what those shapes look like. So I'm going to make a diamond shape, which has become like one of my more favorite shapes to cut out. So this is the inside. I folded it over. So this is the center of the center fold of the back of the shirt. And then you kind of start by, and I'm making this very big for better illustration. You can print out if you have access to a printer. I would definitely say to do this by getting a print, folding it in half, and using that as the template. Pretty much start by drawing a diamond. So that is the diamond shape, ignoring that line. And now you got to think about the negative space. Because, if we just started cutting along these lines, it would just be, the frame and none of the cool inside designs. So, let's see here. So I drew a shape, and then I pretty much like just mirrored the shape inside the shape. And I'm going to use my stabby scissors, and just going to cut out the shape. And I really want to make sure that the inside lines match up when I do these shapes, because that's going to be what really adds to the illusion of the negative space. These seemingly random holes that, make the shape all together. So now I'm going to use this to stab. Being careful not to stab my fingers. This one has a lot of straight lines and symmetry, because it's a diamond. So when I do in the middle of the fabric, as opposed to like coming in from the edge, when I do the middle, I always try to like go like the middle of a line instead of the very point of a line, because sometimes my cuts aren't perfect, and it's a lot easier to hide it. Oh, see, I only got the top piece of the fabric. Alright, so yeah, see, that's where we cut in. So it's a little moosey. So we just fix. If you're ever nervous, and that's ugly. You can always cut in more. You can't reattach. So always favor leaving more, because it's a lot easier to fix that way. You see our corners look good. Everything is more or less what we had originally drawn. So that is a diamond shape. And, you know, while we already have it it folded in half, I'm just going to scooch this up. And, because I'm not going to, this one's just a test piece. So we're just going to try different things. We're going to try, let's see what a peace sign looks like. So, and draw my circle. Alright, see, we got a peace sign, just drawing half of a peace sign. So, yeah, that is half a peace sign. So, now this one is not going to have any cuts through the middle. It's going to be only inside. And I'm just going to go right to the middle. I'm going to do right to the middle. And then come to the edges. I'm going to come to a corner. All right. That's a little bit more goof proof. I think I went for like the harder one first. And you're actually making it, you want to pay attention to, you know, this width being like half of this width, because this width, the middle width, is going to be double. So again, I just cut in the middle, and then I go to a corner, and then come out from there. Just a little bit more goof proof. You gotta think of how it's gonna hang too, because like say you want to do a cross shape, and you need to do something. You can't just cut out that, because what you're gonna have is it's fabric. So as soon as you put on this and this is gonna drape down, and it's not gonna be a cross shape. Like you wanna, if you're gonna do a cross shape, you have to do like, you know, smaller squares. You would want to do like a square, a square, a square, maybe do a rectangle, because that's going to actually stay, whereas this is just going to and you know what, we're just going to do same with a star shape. If you're doing a star shape, you know, you want to do it in smaller chunks, or it won't stand up. Because fabric, you know, fabric doesn't stand. Another shape I saw that I really liked was a tree of life. So that one had a circle around it. It's a little easier to do like a shape within a shape like that, because then it has something to hang on to. Remember your lessons from the jack-o'-lanterns. It's like right now, if we did, so it's going to be the shape of the tree within a circle. Because if it was just a tree, you know, these branches wouldn't have anything to be attached to, and it would just be fringe. But because they can connect to something, I'm not very good at drawing trees. I don't know what branches look like. I promise I've seen a tree before. But right now I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now, normally when I was cutting this out, there wouldn't be a bunch of delicate stuff on the other side right now. This is all of our test stuff, so I hope I'm not cutting into any of our other test subjects. You know what? I'm going to be like 5% smart about this all of a sudden. Bit of cardboard to the rescue. Oh my god, that's going to be so much easier now. I'm like a monkey that just discovered tools. It's a happy little tree. I'm starting to not be able to see my chalk drawings. So I'm just making a little branch off a limb with a nest and a bird and a flea and an eye. And so that's our little tree. Yeah, that's a tree of life. Or it's like a really arthritic hand. One more shape. We'll do it on the sleeve. And because it's a sleeve, and because I find myself hilarious, I'm going to do a heart. I'm going to put my heart on my sleeve. Derp-a-derp-a-derp. So there is the shape, and the way I'm going to get this, I'm going to do many little slits. I want to make them as thin as possible without snapping. And this is not very good cotton, so I have no faith in its structural integrity. I'm feeling better about doing these small slits because it's a small shape too, so I don't have to go too far, because, you know, the longer you're cutting, the more chances you have that the fabric bunches underneath or they just get sloppy with our shapes. Let's see how they came out. And one bonus one, because I think there was a problem with the filming just now. I noticed way too late, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that footage or not. So, this is either a bonus or this is all I got. But this is just a very popular style that I see. So if you're wondering how to get that look, I'm just going to show you right quick. So here's your collar. We're going to leave the collar intact. I know, I'm shocked too. Leaving the collar intact, and I'm just drawing a V to the center point. This is the front of the shirt, folded over, matched up the shoulder seams, and we just cut around the collar like we're going to cut it off. But instead of cutting it off, we stop short. There. And then we cut towards, just cut the big V. Got basically like an arrowhead shape out of it. Let's see what that looks like. So I found out way too late that a lot of that didn't film just now, and sorry. I'm sorry. It looked good when I set it up, and it like slid, apparently. Fire my production team. But we did cut out shapes. I did cut out shapes. So I will find out during editing, which is my favorite time, clearly. I will find out during editing exactly how terrible this video is, and I'm sorry. But on the other hand, it's scissoring. You missed me scissoring. The V, we left the collar, and we did a deep V. Because you always want to put on the shirt, mark like how low you don't want to go, mark how low you want to go, and then this is the tree of life shape we did. So that would be like super cute, like on the back of a tank top or something. That would be really cute. That's our tree of life. You can do spider webs. I've seen spider webs. That's hella cute. So this is our heart. For this one, I would kind of like stretch them out a little bit, you know. Kind of has that like mouth stitched shut kind of look to it. It's kind of fun. But that is our heart. That's a cute look. I like that. And then the back is just shapes. So we have our diamond shape for the back. Remember your sunscreen. It is ridiculous to get a tan line of this. It does kind of look like a skull too, doesn't it? But that is the diamond shape. And then this butt crack looking thing down here is our peace sign. And this is also a good reminder to maybe, you know, if you're doing different shapes, you're probably not going to do more than one shape on a shirt though. Like, cutout shirts usually are like one shape per shirt. Do you? Be crazy. When you have more than one, like, it starts to confuse, because it is just a very basic negative space thing and you don't want it to be too busy. You do you. You make your shirt as busy as you want. My advice is not to, but it's your shirt. And this is a good lesson that if you put the peace sign down lower, it will look like a saggy butt. If you want a saggy cutout butt, then by all means, it'll be like chaps. Peace chaps. Make peace chaps, not war. Ooh. And then, yeah, so here's, you know, if you want to do a cutout of like a cross or a star, like something that has bits, you know, like if it's going to be flat, if you're going to like safety pin it back together, then that's one thing. But if this was, yeah, see, it doesn't have anything to cling to. It kind of makes it floppy. So if you want to do a cross, you want to break it down into these smaller pieces, more time consuming. When done well, you know, it's definitely like super cute because you got all these like little, like, it's like a mosaic. It's like a mosaic. It's neat. It's fun. I've seen like angel wings done like that too, where it's all these like little bitty holes and they end up pretty much looking like feathers, really. This was fun with shapes. It's geometry with scissors. It's a jack-o'-lantern, but you're Jack. I shouldn't have fired my writers. Happy Tuesday, everybody, from my crafts to your crafts. And if you like what you saw, like and subscribe. And tell your friends. I don't know, let's party. Let's get some scissors and chalk and party.